What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to talk about some of the darkest things that people never talk about when it comes to truck driving, right? I've been a truck driver for going on 25 years now. I spent a lot of time sleeping on off ramps, back alleys, behind places, damn dirt roads, side roads, on the side of roads, everything, guys. And there's a lot of stuff out there. And I know there's a lot of people out there recruiting for being a truck driver. I feel like I'm 50 years old and I wasted my life. Even though trucking gave me a great life, a great career, I feel like that it kind of it kind of ruined me as a person, because I stayed in the truck all the time by myself, and I just lost a lot of things, in life. Really didn't get to see my kids grow up, and we're gonna talk about 10 talking points about some of the dark side of trucking that nobody really talks about. First, it's the mental health breakdown on the road, man. I mean, long hours, the isolation, the lack of real human connection. All that stuff leads to depression, the anxiety, and in some cases, suicidal thoughts. Like, how many times have you had suicidal thoughts? I know a lot of people don't want to talk about that type of stuff, but I know I've had suicidal thoughts out there before. I've had nervous breakdowns on the road because whenever you go through stuff on the road, you can't take time off. You can't, you know, I've had I've had people, girlfriends and even wives, cheat on me or break up with me while I'm out there. And you might be 500 miles away from home, and you can't do nothing. You know, you can't you can't do shit. And don't and if they won't answer the phone, I mean, the phone is your only connection to home. You know what I mean? If you talk about the toll that takes on your mind, uh, I mean, it does. It's shit. It seems like if you're a truck driver, you need a therapist all the time. And I've got story after story that I might end up talking about on this channel of the mental health stuff that I went through while I was out there on the road. Another thing, guys, uh, truckers get treated like trash, right? Not only do we have to deal with the stuff that's going on at home that we don't really can't really help, right? But even when we're out there on the road, right, truckers get treated like trash. At shippers and receivers, many drivers are treated with zero respect. I go to a place right now, they treat me with respect because I'm a regular, I'm a local guy, I'm in there every day or sometimes twice a day, or you know, but I see how they treat the other drivers that are just in there that don't really know the program. I go to a place to where if you hadn't never been there before, the way they make you weigh in and weigh out and all this kind of stuff, and then you got to go check in and all that. I mean, there's no sign up there. I mean, and then they think that you ought to know that. So when you go in there and you don't really know what's going on, I've seen the people in that shipping and receiving office talk to these truck drivers like they're crazy. You know what I mean? And then if you talk back or you get smart back or you just not as friendly as you need to be, guess what? They make you wait to get loaded. And that's just the way it is. We're denied bathrooms sometimes. During COVID, we were denied bathrooms. Still to this day, a lot of times you can go into a truck warehouse or a facility where you're delivering or picking up and you ask for a bathroom and they say, no driver's bathrooms here. So then what does that make us have to do, guys? We either got to hold it, which ain't healthy. Oh my God, don't let me get on the health aspects of being a truck driver. Or we're out there peeing in a bottle, right? Or we're pooping in our emergency bucket that we keep under our bunk. How many times have you been in a situation to where you were in a city somewhere, no facilities nowhere, they held you up at a place and you had to pull the old bucket out, throw a trash bag in there? I mean, it's disgusting to think about. And some truck drivers will say, I've never done it before, but you have. We've all done it at least once, you know? So, I mean, we're out there using the bathroom in buckets and urinating in bottles and for our family. I mean, does your family even understand, right? What you're going through and what you're doing out there just to pay the bills and get them the stuff that they need to be. Forced to wait hours without pay. Oh my God, man. How many times have y'all wait hours without pay and the pay don't kick in till you've been there, 24 hours or 10 hours? Every company's different with their layover pay, you know. And then they talk to you like you're nothing. Most of these big companies, I've been lucky. I've never been really worked for one. When you ask to go home, they don't give a damn about you going home. That load means more to them than your damn home time will ever mean, right? Drivers, I mean, we get exploited because they know that look, if you're a truck driver, a lot of times you're a truck driver because your ass don't know how to do nothing else, right? You're not educated. There is some people out there that's educated that are truck drivers, but not many. And then once you've been in trucking for a while, you'll never get out of it. If you've been in trucking for at least 5 years and you're in your 40s, you will never get out of trucking, because trucking, first off, you went trucking for a reason. You wanted some better money. So then your lifestyle changes, and now you can't get out of trucking, because if you do, now you can't pay your house payment that you're making $1,500 a month paying. You're paying a $1,500 house payment. You can't pay a $1,500 house payment with no regular job, because you can't get one. That's why you was a truck driver in the first place, right? Mega carriers target new drivers, lock them into the training contracts, right? Okay, I'll get you your CDLs. It's a guaranteed job. I'll get you your CDLs, and you got to sign like a drive for me for 1 year. So then, just so you can get your CDL license from one of these big mega carriers, they got you locked in for a year, and they can treat you however in the hell they want to. They can not give you your home time. They can not pay you for a load. They can sit you somewhere, because guess what? If you get mad and quit, you owe them $6,000, and they're going to get it too. They're going to destroy any credit that you got, and then the next job you get, they're going to garnish the hell out of your check. I mean, they're going to get their money, Some leave the industry, and I mean, how many people out there that ain't even truck drivers no more that still owe the trucks driving school? I bet you there's thousands of people out there that went to truck driving school, didn't make it their year, and they still owe that truck driving school. They might be working somewhere now getting their check garnished. There's a lot of homelessness in trucking. I mean, now these truck drivers will tell you that they love it, right? There's a lot of truck drivers out there that just live in the truck. They're homeless. Some of them by choice, some of them because they can't afford rent or a real home. And then why buy a home, especially if you're single? If you don't have a family that you're taking care of, why even buy a house? You're never going to be there. You can't mow the yard. You can't keep the yard up. You're just going to go home every month or so just to spend a few days and watch TV and hell, by the time you do all the handyman stuff around the house because you ain't been there, ain't no sense in even having a house. So is there a lot of single people don't even have an apartment. They don't have a house. They just live in the truck and they're homeless. And it's a sad, sad thing. Which that don't help with the mental stuff that you deal with when you don't even have a home to go to. It's glorified as life on the road, but no, it's called homelessness, But for some, it's survival, right? You're just surviving. It's nothing. It is absolutely no way to live. Okay. Then we got your health. We just kind of mentioned the health. Health deterioration, the slow death, man. Trucking slowly kills you. I'm 50 years old. I've got bad feet. My heels have spurs because me, putting my heels just bouncing like that. The doctor says it caused wear on the back of my heels, and so now I got spurs. I've got to go and get those damn things removed. Uh, Hell, I limp around all the time. My knees, hips. I hadn't got diabetes yet, but it's probably coming. Overweight, because it's hard to take care of yourself, especially the way I was running home on the weekends all the time. I'd just be running balls to the wall all week. I wasn't trying to stop and exercise, and that catches up with you. It's all fun and games, while you're doing it. But once you start getting older, your body starts telling you how you neglected it. And I'm feeling it, poor diet, lack of movement, sleep deprivation. Oh my God. We stop and then we on a 10-hour countdown, and sometimes it takes you 2 hours to cook supper, get your shower, clean your truck up, and then you got to get up, an hour before you got to go. So you ain't getting but probably 6 hours a night, right? Some of y'all got high blood pressure, stress, because you're always in a damn hurry all the time. Lot of obesity and diabetes, and early death in trucking is very common, but it's normalized, right? It's normalized because truck drivers are unhealthy anyway, right? So, hey, they're not going to live long. So who cares really, trucking companies, they gaslight drivers, dispatchers lie about loads. How many times have you went somewhere? Oh yeah, they'll unload you first thing in the morning. So you'll pass 10 truck stops where you could stop and rest and showered and ate you something good, to go on past and park so you can be the first one to load in the morning or unload in the morning, because they told you, yeah, they'll unload you 6 o'clock in the morning when they open. Then you get there and you find out you got a 3 o'clock that afternoon appointment. You can't backtrack to the truck stop 50 miles, so you're just sitting there, no shower, no food, you're damn hungry. They don't care about you. Dispatchers lie to you. When things go wrong, the drivers take the blame. Like if anything happens to that load, the load shifts because it wasn't loaded right. You pick up a sealed trailer, you don't know how that thing's loaded. And when you get it to somewhere and it's a damn pallet done tipped over, guess whose fault it is? It's your fault. It might have been the driver who had it before you done that stuff, but it's your fault. And you get the write up for it, or you get the blame for it. Lack of protection from predatory law enforcement. Oh my God, guys. You wouldn't believe, if you're not a truck driver, all the bullshit that you got to make sure you're right, because you'll get a ticket for it. If the truck ain't no good, if you work for a trucking company that don't keep their equipment right, it's a constant battle. Hey, I got this. Hey, I need a tire. Oh, well, can you make the tire on to the shop? No, I need a tire right now. Good companies. And then sometimes you got to wait half a day to get a tire. You think they pay you for that? No. Some police departments target truckers because of it's easy money, because these little small towns, they'll target a truck driver because I remember I got stopped right up the road from where I live at for a left lane, right? Shouldn't have been in the left lane, but I was in a hurry. That trooper talked to me so crazy, and then when he found out that I was from right up the road, he didn't even write me no ticket, because he knew I could have fought that ticket in court and beat it. But they know you're not going to take a day off, travel halfway across the country to go to court to fight a bullshit ticket. So, there's a lot of predatory little police departments out there that prey on truck drivers just doing 3 miles an hour over the speed limit when they come through town, right? So, that is very common. Inspections and made up violations to, generate revenue, right? Driver cameras and surveillance. Hey, you ain't thought about that too? Like what job besides Walmart can you work for? Back in the day, trucking used to be kind of a good career for somebody that was like an introvert. You didn't really have your boss man looking over your shoulder, right? But not anymore. Your boss man is looking right in your face, driving the whole time, or he's looking out your window to see if you're following too close. Or, I mean, now all these cameras are so advanced. Now they got AI in them, so they know when you're looking down, or if you look off too long, or or if you reach down in the floor to pick up something that if you keep your chip bag or something down there, if you reach down, it goes off, or, I mean, now you got the man looking at you. He can look dead in your face or out your window. Companies spy on drivers with inward-facing cameras, GPS tracking, and micromanaging tech. It kills trust and invades basic privacy. That's what a lot of trucking companies has done got into. They invade your privacy because you used to, I mean, they can turn that camera on up there and listen to your phone conversation. I mean, they'll lie to you and say, no, it don't record audio until there's an emergency. Bullshit. It records audio. The safety guy can just click on that video on that camera and hear everything that you're saying on the phone. He can hear all your business if you're going through something at home. And, I mean, basically that's what they do. A safety guy just watches cameras all day, right? The brotherhood. I remember when I first started driving, they was always talking about brotherhood. I never really seen the brotherhood in trucking. I remember if you passed a truck on the side of the road with his flashers on, you would get on the CB and say, "What's up, driver? Are you okay?" And sometimes he says, "Yeah, man, just had to take a 1099 or a whatever, a little pee break." A lot of truck drivers are on blood pressure medicine and they can't hold their piss to the next exit, so they hit the shoulder, which I don't recommend it, but they do. Or sometimes, they needed something and you can stop and help. There's none of that anymore. I mean, we used to get out and help each other back into spots. None of that anymore. Some people will get mad at you if you jump out and try to help them. They say, you're in their damn way. I went to truck driving school, not you. I know how to pack up this truck, And so there are a lot of people don't want no help. And, I mean, you don't see truck drivers talking to each other no more, in the restaurants, in the truck stops, or just hanging out in the TV room. I mean, when's the last time you went through a TV room and seen a couple of guys in there just chatting it up? Like, it don't really happen anymore. The old school sense of unity among truckers has ended. Now it's competition, disrespect, and every man for itself. I mean, I still try to pull up out of somebody's way. I try to, when I park, make sure I'm not anybody's way. I still try to make, not just realize I'm the only, or think that I'm the only one out there. And I try my best to think about the other man, but not everybody, especially all of these people that don't belong here in these trucks. One of the biggest things that I don't like about trucking is it destroys families. I've been married several times. Now, I'm not going to blame it on the truck driving because none of them said, well, I had one person one time say, I will never date another truck driver. So it's been through at me one time, but anytime the marriage or the relationship started going downhill, you can't fix a marriage over the telephone. You can't fix a marriage that's in Arkansas and you're in damn Virginia. You can't do that. I mean, so it just destroys marriage. And it takes a special spouse to be married to somebody who's never home. That person gets lonely. Like, first off, if you're a truck driver and you get married, the first thing you need to realize is, why is this person marrying somebody that they never going to see? I mean, it's a good question to ask yourself, right? They might not want to see your ass, so, I mean, if you're out there and you're thinking about getting into trucking, man, take this video to heart because it's not a great life. They say it's good for single people. I've always heard that. Trucking is good for single people. You'll always be single. You will always be single. Now, if you want to go truck driving and you got a 5-year plan, well, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to spend 5 years in the truck. I'm going to stack my money. I'm going to try to, get my CDLs. And in 5 years, I got a plan. I'm going to get out of the truck and I'm going to do something else with my life. But I'm going to use the truck driving money to really just get ahead in life. Now, I 100% will kind of say that's probably what you need to do. But if you're a career truck driver, no. If you're thinking about having a career and you want to drive a truck until you retire, you're going to drive a truck until you die. That's what you're going to do. And you're going to have a miserable life while you're doing it. You're not going to see your kids grow up. You're not going to get to see your grandbabies. You're not going to get to see your spouse, your family. You're going to miss baseball games, family reunions, graduations, birthdays, everything. And guess who you're doing it for? You're going to be doing it for them. They're going to get to spend that money that you're sending home to them, and you're never going to get to buy shit with it but a damn Wendy's burger. But you're going to be doing it for that trucking company, that dispatcher, that owner of that big company that don't give a damn about you, and whenever they call, they want your driver's code because they don't even know your name. That's who you're going to be, buddy. You're going to be a robot that drives a truck, and you better keep your mouth shut and make those on-time appointments, or they're going to find somebody else to do it, right? So think about that, guys. Appreciate that. If you like this kind of content, hit that like and subscribe, share this video out, and guys, we'll see you on the next one. Peace.